A while ago, you spent money on something you'll use once. If you're optimistic, maybe twice. Even at the register, you knew you didn't need it. You knew you had something at home that does basically the same job. You knew you should be saving that money, but you bought it anyway. And now it's sitting somewhere in your home with the tag still on it. This isn't weakness, this isn't stupidity, this is psychology. My name is Jack. For many years I ran factories, managed staff, paid salaries. Now I'm retired. And one thing I see very clearly, the biggest enemy of young people isn't interest rates, it's pointless spending. I care about you. That's why I'm here telling you the truth. If this helps you, subscribe to the channel. Here's what's really happening. Every unnecessary purchase you make is the result of your ancient evolutionary psychology colliding with modern marketing technology. Your brain evolved to survive in scarcity. Companies in 2026 know exactly which buttons to press. Let's start with the most powerful trigger, the illusion of scarcity. Your brain was shaped in a time when things were truly scarce. If you didn't eat food right away, it might be gone. If you ignored something valuable, someone else grabbed it. 20,000 years ago, this made perfect sense. Today it's completely absurd because almost everything is abundant and available whenever you want. Picture a young woman at 10 p.m. scrolling her phone. She sees an ad for a pair of trousers. Nice. Then she sees the message, only 2 left in your size. Sale ends in 1 hour. Suddenly there's a rush of panic. What if it's gone? What if she never finds one like it again? Her rational voice screams, you already have 8 pairs of trousers. But her evolutionary brain is louder. Buy it, before someone else does. At 0:15, she buys the trousers for $69. 2 days later, the package arrives. She tries them on, decides they don't look as good as online, and 7 months later, donates them with the tag still on. In 2026, this scenario plays out millions of times a day. Because artificial intelligence now personalizes scarcity messages, the algorithm analyzes your behavior and picks the exact trigger that works on you. If you don't fall for only 3 left, it shows you something else. The scarcity you're seeing may not even be real. It could be entirely generated by the algorithm. The second trigger, the identity purchase trap. You're not buying things because you need them. You're buying the person you want to become. That's why people spend fortunes on clothes they never wear, kitchen gadgets for meals they never cook, books they never open. A young man wants to be someone who wakes up early, works out, stays disciplined and healthy. He sees an expensive home gym. His brain doesn't ask, do I need this? It asks, is this who I want to be? And the answer is always yes. He buys $3,500 worth of gym equipment, uses it enthusiastically for 3 weeks, occasionally for 2 months. Then it becomes an expensive clothes rack. The feeling of progress was real when he bought it. But buying doesn't create the identity, daily action does. And that's much harder. In 2026, social media has made identity performance more important than ever. You're not buying a yoga mat. You're buying the right to post about being someone who does yoga. You're not buying a cookbook. You're buying the image of someone who cares about cooking. The third trigger, social comparison. Your brain evolved to survive in small communities. Fitting in with the group was literally a matter of life and death. In a world where you're constantly watching the curated highlights of billions of people, this becomes a financial disaster. A young woman sees her college friend's photos from a wine trip. Beautiful, looks amazing. Her brain doesn't think, how nice for her. Her brain thinks, why am I not doing that? Everyone is out living life and I'm falling behind. Within 2 hours, a similar trip is booked for $450, charged to a credit card. Because before seeing those photos, she was perfectly happy with her life. The algorithm knows this. Comparison generates enormous engagement. New clothes, new homes, new trips, new meals, constantly in your face. You end up thinking everyone is living better than you, because you're seeing the highlights of thousands of people simultaneously. And to silence that feeling, you spend. But the next purchase never finishes the race. The fourth trigger, the small purchase trap. You carefully examine big purchases. You research a $35,000 car. But a $30 to $40 purchase doesn't even show up on your radar. It feels insignificant, not worth thinking about. The problem is this: 10 unnecessary small purchases a month is $300 gone. You look at your credit card statement and wonder how you spent so much without ever buying anything big. You made 85 purchases of $30 to $40 each, and each one felt like nothing. 2026 has perfected this system. Free shipping over $30, so you add more to your cart. A $100 purchase split into 4 payments of $25 that feel like nothing. 8 subscriptions at only $12 a month, which is actually $96 a month. A kid downloads a free game. A week later, $3.99 for a power-up. Then $4.99. Then $5.99. Over 3 months, hundreds of dollars spent, without ever noticing, because each purchase felt real and small. The fifth trigger, convenience exploitation. Your brain is an energy-saving organ. Companies have made buying easier than not buying. If you can order with one click, you never stop to ask, do I actually need this? One-click ordering is dangerous, because the gap between wanting and buying, those few seconds where you actually think, disappears completely. The sixth trigger, the sunk cost fallacy. Once you've paid for something, your brain irrationally wants to extract value from it, even when the rational move is to walk away. You signed up for a streaming service, watched one film, and it ended. The rational move, cancel. But you don't. Maybe I'll watch something later. I already paid for this month. 7 months later, you've paid $88 for a service you used once. Companies know this. Signing up takes 30 seconds. The seventh trigger, emotional spending. You had a hard day. Your boss questioned you unfairly. You're stressed. On the way home, you buy something you don't need. You're not buying the object, you're buying the feeling of control. Or you had a perfect day. You tell yourself, I deserve this. Different emotion, same result. Algorithms know this too. When you seem stressed, products that promise to fix stress appear. When you seem successful, luxury items show up. It feels like your own choice, but the conditions were carefully engineered. So, does knowing all of this protect you? Of course not. These triggers operate below your conscious mind. You'll still feel the panic when you see the scarcity ad. You'll still be tempted by the gym equipment. Small purchases will still feel like nothing. I learned this running my factories for decades. Without a system, willpower runs out. Here are the systems that actually work. First, the 72-hour waiting rule. See something you want. Add it to a list. Wait 3 days. Most impulse desires evaporate in that time. The young woman looks at the trousers again after 72 hours. The panic is gone. I already have 8 pairs, she says, and keeps her $69. Second, a 30-day spending journal. Write down every purchase, what you bought, how much, and what you were feeling at the time. After 30 days, you'll see your own triggers. David realized he was spending money on his phone game whenever he was avoiding work. Once he saw the pattern, he addressed the real problem, and the spending stopped. Third, delete saved payment information from every website and app. Enter your card details manually every time. Those 15 seconds of friction are enough to stop most impulse purchases. Fourth, every 90 days, review all your subscriptions. Did you use it? Yes, keep it. No, cancel immediately. Don't say, but I already paid for the past months. That money is gone. The only question is, do you want to waste more? Young people, I want to say something directly to you. I ran factories for decades. I paid wages, managed production. The thing that saddened me most was watching smart young people earn good money and reset it to zero every month. It was never a bad salary. It was always unplanned spending. You don't need to win every battle. You just need to win enough of them for your savings to actually grow. And it starts with understanding that your brain is constantly being targeted, and that your only defense is systems that protect you from your own psychology.